meantime, the Steelers continue with day 7 of their camp. It was really hot out there today. We saw a lot of guys get sort of veteran days off, a lot of guys not partaking in this training camp. The one guy who consistently has not, and that's Deontay Johnson. His agent was out there today. Saw him out there, and I was trying to get some time with him, and I never really got an opportunity to do that. But I'm just curious, for him to be in person, do you read anything into that, or do you think he was out there just to try to make the rounds with some of his clients?
I mean, there's always the chance that this is something that all sides have sort of played really close to the vest and and kind of misled people. And in reality, Deontay Johnson's agent is there because they're actually much closer to a deal than anybody in this city thinks. I guess I'll put that, I don't know, optimistically at a 10% chance that there's actually good news on the horizon. I'm sure you can go on Twitter, Bob, and find any number of NFL-adjacent feeds claiming that a deal is close. I think the one I saw today was 4-85 was the rumor that was being spread around. But I think the simplest answer here is also the correct one. The agent's just here to see the player because the player is in a tenuous situation, and there's nothing imminent between both sides.
Yeah, I would agree, and that money seems to be a little bit much. Plus, the big number will be guaranteed money, not so much the actual contract itself, but how much will be guaranteed. And I think therein lies the tug of war that I don't know will get done in time. And then if it goes on, you never know where it's going to end up and how long this can continue, because Mike Tomlin has to understand, and I know he knows this. He's kind of letting it happen now, but at some point he needs to get out there for chemistry with these quarterbacks, doesn't he?
He absolutely does, especially with Pickett specifically. And I guess in Trubisky, too. I mean, he knows Rudolph a little bit, but with Pickett and Trubisky, definitely. I would think the week of practices running up to that first preseason game, he'll be out there. And I got to get a point of order here, Bob. I mean, Omar Khan did go on the record and say this is the way these things go now in the NFL, and technically the GM is superior to the coach on the pecking order. And so Mike Tomlin, I have no doubt, wants Deontay Johnson out there in pads practicing. But Omar Khan is kind of throwing his hands up and saying, hey, this is how business is done, and we're just going to kind of go along with that.
Whereas we had another cruise missile tonight, even though it may not result in a win, even though at the time, I'm telling you, O'Neal Cruz continues to do it. It looked to me like a one-handed swing tonight,
against
Chris.
a lefty.
Against a lefty, which was pretty impressive.
It was against a lefty. They bring in a lefty, and he hits his first pitch about 440 feet. That was a delight. I saw Joe Block tweet this out. He's got 8 home runs, 27 knocked in. That's about a quarter of the season that it's taken him to do that. You can do the math. That's about a 32 home run, 108 RBI pace. That's pretty good for a rookie.
Good. I'm glad they kept him up and let him work through his troubles. They should do that with other guys as well.
No, this would have been much better if they had let him go down to Indianapolis and really build up his confidence. Right. Hitting pitches over the fence against guys who will never play in the major leagues. They made the right move. I got to give them credit. There was public pressure to do otherwise. There might have even been internal feelings like, are we ruining this guy? But they made the right move, and they stuck by the guy. We'll talk about that and other stuff coming up with you. All you have to do is give us a shout here. Again, the number is 412-575-2600. Call us. Air your opinions right here. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call on Pittsburgh CW.